What's up, guys? I hope you guys had a nice week. Today I'm bringing you 5 key points from the book Mastery by Robert Greene. Now this book, as you guys, I don't know if you guys can see, I hope you can. I have probably over 100 pages marked up, or close to it, just because I found so much value in the book, and I highly recommend you guys go and get it as well. I'll probably be making a blog post on this video as well, but that's not going to come out when this comes out. So first off, my first key point, I have a little list here, is the vocation. And let me read you a little thing he has written here in early start in the book. What he has written is, you begin by choosing a field or position that roughly corresponds to your inclinations. This initial position offers you room to maneuver and important skills to learn. You don't want to start with something too lofty, too ambitious. You need to make a living and establish some confidence. Once on this path, you discover certain side routes that attract you, while other aspects of this field leave you cold. You adjust and perhaps move to a related field, continuing to learn more about yourself and always expanding off your skill base. So, what I wanted to talk about for this part was, this is kind of how you start to find what career you should be going into or what business you should be starting. And you just kind of do either in your head or as you're reading the book in your head or writing it down. You write down kind of what your vocation is, what you think it is, what strengths and weaknesses you have, that type of thing. So let's move into the second point. The second point is called being around different types of people. This one is big for me because I'm trying to break out there right now and break out of my shell, be around more types of people. And this one, he says, mingle with as many different types of people as possible. Those circles will slowly widen. Any kind of outside schooling will add to the dynamic. Be relentless in your pursuit for expansion. Whenever you feel like you are settling into some circle, force yourself to take things up and look for new challenges, as Hurston did when he left Howard for Harlem. With your mind expanding, you will redefine the limits of your apparent world. Soon, the ideas and opportunities will come to you, and your apprenticeship will naturally complete itself. So, you guys know I'm trying to expand my brain on, being more social with people and stuff like that. The reason I say be around different types of people is, a lot of us, we just get used to our, the people we work with, our family and friends and stuff like that. We never try to go and just talk to some random person and be like, hey, look cool, what's up? Just try to learn about someone. Even if I'm at work, I try to if I know someone has an accent, I try to get to learn more about them and stuff like that. So on to the third point, always be learning. So this is a big one for me because, in the book, Robert Greene talks about how some boxers would let their ego get in the way and they wouldn't be able to learn from their trainer just because they think they know it all. And this is something I kind of do, and I'm moving away from more and more each day about diet and fitness. I'd kind of tell people who would be maybe behind me in terms of their body weight or whatever, or in terms of their fitness. I'd be trying to tell them pretty much I know everything, even though now I'm seeing more that I didn't, and I'm slowly moving away from this because I know it's a bad thing to do. Let's move on to step number 4. So my fourth takeaway on this book is staying in your comfort zone will drive you insane. And the reason that he says this, and I thought this was a great point to bring to you guys, is that whenever I stay in my comfort zone, I start to, let's just take eating for an example, I'll start to be eating more, or even, eating more junk food or something. And I'll get kind of comfortable with it, and I'll get used to it, and at first you don't really notice anything. But after a while, when I was eating a lot, I would notice that, I just gained fat like crazy. And, it wasn't like crazy, but, I was gaining fat enough where after a while it got noticeable. So I kind of had to break out of my comfort zone, which at first it drove me insane, but now I feel more sane. And I know that if I was staying in my comfort zone, I would be going insane right now just because I would be probably pretty close to where I started off, probably about 10 pounds overweight. So that's just an example, and let's move on to the fifth and final key point that I found from this book. So this point I like to call, "To a hammer, everything looks like a nail." And here, Robert Greene, I'll read it to you. He says, "You could have the most brilliant mind, teeming with knowledge and ideas, but if you choose the wrong subject or problem to attack, you could run out of energy and interest. In such a case, all of your brilliance will lead to nothing." So the reason I say that to a hammer everything looks like a nail is that, if you don't want to work out, but you're trying to make your vocation working out and fitness, it's just going to be hammering onto a piece of wood when you should be using a saw to cut the wood, if that makes sense to you guys. So anyways, guys, I hope this video gave you some insight on Robert Greene's book, Mastery. I highly recommend this book. That's why I did a review on it. As you guys can tell, I have this book marked up like crazy. Sorry if the camera work was a little wobbly in this. It's kind of hard to hold the book and hold the camera at the same time. But I hope this video gave you a really good look into the book, and I hope you guys can find your own key points into the book and share them down below. If you've already read the book, share your key points down below as well, and tell me what you learned from the book. And also, guys, if this video helped you, gave you some insight on life or in the book in any way, give it a thumbs up, and please be sure to subscribe to the video or to the channel, as I'll be putting out new videos at least once a week. So I'll see you guys in the next one.